Good morning. It is time to practice. I am going to be taking us through a Kundalini Yoga inspired practice today that I think that they will get more and more involved in that style as I refresh my memory and maybe learn some new things. There's always so much to learn in every tradition. And just a reminder that essentially all of the yoga that is practiced in the physical realm is Hatha yoga. And under Hatha yoga, we have different styles that different teachers have created. So Yogi Bhajan is the individual behind Kundalini yoga, and that is something that we will, again, practice today. Hopefully everything's working. I just want to double check. I have mic. I have video. A couple times things have gone a little wrong. So I want to make sure that we're good. There's some refreshing that I'm doing, and as we get further on, we're going to really feel out this practice, because you might find that you like one style more than the other, that you want to do one more often, and then you might find yourself really involved in that. And that is, to me, the most important thing, because it helps us commit to something, and then when we commit to something, we can really evolve and develop through that. Because in the end, these are all just slightly different paths that lead to the same place. So we're going to start seated. So let us begin seated, as I said, and find your way to a really tall seat where you can rest the hands comfortably. Now, if you have to wiggle, this is a good time to wiggle. Move things around. And remembering, I'm not initiated, as they say, into Kundalini yoga, but for the first 2 years of my own practice, in 1997 is when it began. This is what I was practicing. I thought Kundalini yoga was yoga. So we'll get quieter. We'll close the eyes. We'll rest the arms. We'll flip the palms up for a moment and just center ourselves. Now today we will start practice with a traditional way to begin yoga practices itself. So in our other variations, we have said Om Namah Shivaya. I bow to the presence of the divine within. And in this tradition, a different language is used other than Sanskrit. So it's Om Namo Guru Dev Namo. Essentially means the same thing. So I bow to the Creator, to the divine teacher within. We'll bring the palms together, thumbs to the heart center, and you can listen or you can start to join in as we go through a few cycles. So let's get the breath a little bit deeper before we go in. We want to make sure the diaphragm is being utilized. To use the voice properly, the diaphragm is involved. Om Namo Guru Dev Namo. Namo Gurudev Namo. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Let's give ourselves a moment to feel the effects of that. And at this time, we'll begin moving. Bring yourself to hands and knees into table posture. And then from here, we will start with a cat-cow motion. So bringing the hands down, wrists under the shoulders, knees under the hips. Inhaling fully, dropping the belly, diaphragm drops, lifting the heart. Exhale, emptying, nice contraction, the diaphragm. Inhaling and exhaling. Now continue to go through this a few more times, just cycling and watching each cycle change the state of the body, the state of the spine, the state of the muscles in the back, and maybe the state of the shoulders. And then we're going to come to a neutral table posture now. We're going to start kind of strong today. So circulate and elevate is the concept of our Tuesday practice. So in the next inhale, lift the right leg and the left arm. Now we want to have, we're not going to have a constriction in the throat. Okay, so this is all through the nose, very forceful breaths. Now lower the hand and the knee down, and then inhale, lift the left leg and the right arm. And then exhale, lower down. Now we'll hold the next one. So this is often practiced in, other traditions. Right here, this is spinal balance. Now begin to kind of lift the low belly up into the spine. Keep pressing through the heel. Exhale, lower, switch sides. Left leg extends, right arm extends. See if you can pull the low belly up. And now we're going to pick up the pace. It's going to go much faster. We want to be able to lose the mind. The mind is going to be totally absorbed in this practice. That means your mind won't go anywhere else but here, which is what we're trying to achieve. So on the next inhalation, lift the right leg, the left arm. Lift the head. Exhale, lower. Inhale, left arm, right leg. Left leg, right arm, lower. Inhale, right leg, left arm. Exhale, lower. Inhale, left leg, right arm. Exhale. Now continue at this pace. This is going to be forceful, so you might have to clean the sinuses out. If it's too much, slow it down. Couple more. Once you finish with that left leg, lower, table posture, take a deep breath in and out. Maybe you notice you're working up a sweat already. Bring the big toes together, the knees apart, sink the hips, and let's rest in child's posture, balasana. Now, if you can, bring the knees together today. Keep the trunk low, and then bring the arms alongside the body, the palms flipped up. So the forehead may or may not find the mat. If it doesn't, you can bring block to the forehead. Let's find some deep breaths. And let's lift the head and walk the arms over to the right. Nice full breath. Walk over to the left. And we'll come to center, and then we'll rise up and come to a seat, ankles crossed, maybe sitting on a blanket. From here, bring the hands to the knees. Just for a moment, we're going to bring silent sound to this practice. So what that means is on the inhale, let this sound fill up on this inhale. Let it fill up your being. Sat. So inhaling and listening internally to Sat. These are seed sounds. So they have a lot of power in them. On the exhale, hear the sound internally, Nam. Now these are prolonged sounds. So on the inhale, you hear Sat. The exhale, Nam. So you can chant it with me a couple times and then let the sound occur internally. It means truth is our identity. A couple rounds silently. Okay. This time we're going to invoke breath of fire. Now, if this is too intense, you will breathe normally. So we're going to take the arms up and close the 4 fingers on each hand and let the thumbs stick upwards. Now allow for a few breaths. Sat Nam. Okay, so if you have any blood pressure issues, anything like that, you will stay here and just keep feeling the sense of elevation. You could feel energy rising up from the sacral area all the way up to the crown of the head. And if you are able, then you will go into breath of fire. So these are sharp, very forceful, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. And the only part of the body that's moving is the belly, like a pump. So like a those things that you use actually to flame a fire to, I forgot what they're called. So same idea. So we'll just go for it. Take a deep breath in and just work with the belly. You can go at that pace or you can go slower. So keep going wherever you are. Just the belly moving. Deep breath in and out. In, release the arms, rest. Bring the hands right to the front leg. It can be that your ankles are crossed. You bring a hand to front shin and foot, or you can have a foot on top, almost like a half lotus posture. You can switch the order of the ankles if you'd like. Now we're going to go for camel ride. So as you're holding the legs, stabilizing the shoulders, go ahead and roll the shoulders a few times. Check in with the head, see if you want to loosen things up there, into the neck. And then we're going to begin very much like a cat-cow, but this will be a little bit more forceful. So on the inhale, squeeze the shoulders back, let the head come back. On the exhale, pull the belly in, around the back, let the head come down. So this is our slow variation. Now we're going to pick up the pace. So inhale, lift the heart, squeeze shoulders back, head lifts, exhale, lower. And let's begin. Inhale, exhale. Keep going. This practice is going to help you really loosen up, really feel limber. Lots of space in the back and the spine. Helping kind of loosen up any compression you feel in the spine. Couple more. And then we'll inhale, sit up nice and tall, rest the hands, close the eyes, feel the effects of this movement, this breath. Okay, so now we're going to take the hands to the shoulders. So if you're getting tired of sitting in easy posture, you can kneel on the, go to the knees and then sit on the heels. And we'll have the 4 fingers in front and the shoulders behind. I'm sorry, the thumbs behind the shoulders. 4 fingers in front of the shoulders, thumbs behind. Now keep squeezing the shoulders back. We're just going to hold the breath for a moment. So allow for a nice deep breath in. You might come into Sa. And then hold the breath at the top. Exhale. Nam. Let's do this a few more times. Inhaling. holding. Exhale. Once again. Releasing. Release the arms down. Drop the chin to the chest. Going to circle the head a little bit. Inhaling the head over to one side, up, other side, down. Go a couple times one way, couple times the other. Once the chin finds the chest, shake the head out. Let's go ahead and lift the head. And then we'll bring the hands back to where they were. So this is really good for the spine, the area around the shoulder blades, places in the back with the shoulder blades. We tend to be very weak there. Go ahead and dig the shoulder blades in, and let's just play around with this one. So we're going to, in this position, really pull one shoulder blade into the back muscles and then switch. So this is just a technique that I've been finding to be very helpful with tension in the space. It's creating strength in weak areas and areas where our muscles are a little too long because our shoulders are rounding and we use our arms in certain ways. And then it's also taking that bone and making it really functional, so it pushes into the back muscles where there's tension, especially behind the shoulder blades. So just a little bit more. And then we're going to find some twists. So let's release the arms first. Take a deep breath in. Clear out. Bring the hands back. I'm going to see if we're going to do this kneeling. Maybe let's do it kneeling. So go ahead and, come to the shins if you weren't already there. Now bring the hands back up to the shoulders. And then what we'll do is forceful breaths, taking twists. So we'll inhale to one side, exhale to the other. Inhale to one side, exhale to the other. So let's just go ahead and begin. Let's inhale left, exhale right. Inhale, exhale. Continue. Now, come to center. I want to incorporate the mind here. So bring the trunk back to center, release the arms. This is, I learned this elsewhere, recapitulation exercise. I learned this from actually my aunt. And what we're going to do is consider something that creates a lot of mental tension inside of you. And there's like a stuckness internally. Maybe it's like being afraid or having some anger or anxiety, whatever it is. Find something that really, when you think about it, it just drives you into another deep, dark place. And then what we're going to do is transmute it, transform it. So on the inhale, you will take that concern, that tension, and you will exhale and move it to the other side of your body. So you'll inhale, collect, exhale, move it. And this will just encourage us to move through this process and deal with that thing so that we aren't so stuck there all the time. So when you're ready, just find it, whatever it is. Inhale, collect, exhale, move it. One more cycle. Come to center. Inhale, exhale, release the arms. Now we're going to switch in the other direction. So maybe you might already feel your body buzzing. So check in and see if that's occurring. Now we'll bring hands back up, and then we'll inhale to the other side. And maybe this time we can think about not just moving it to one side, but now making that thing into something really beautiful. Okay? So on the inhale, collect this on the right. Exhale, make it beautiful to the left. Continue. Now, one more inhale, exhale, come to center, rest the arms. It's okay if you feel different. You know, if you start to feel really nauseous, then take it really slow. But buzzing, maybe slight lightheadedness, nothing major. But you might feel at some point all your cells vibrating. So now we're going to bring hands back and then do this again because we did 2 sets on the other side. So when you're ready, inhaling. One more cycle. Inhaling, coming to center, exhale, release the arms. Just feeling the effects of this. Let us come to seated. And you know what? Let's take one more traditional one thing that we're accustomed to doing. So let's actually come into table posture and let's find a downward facing dog. So roll over the toes, lift the hips. Now, if you don't want to go there, then no worries. Just stay in a table posture and find some movement that feels right. But I want to incorporate the legs a little bit before we go into the next thing. So let's look forward and then step the right foot between the hands. Bring the left heel down. Back knee is lifted. Rise up. We'll come into a warrior A, but what we'll do is find some fluidity in the arms. So we're sinking into that right knee, back leg is straight. Move the shoulders. And let's bring, when you're ready, palms together, thumbs to the heart center. Now we'll begin to pull the pelvis in and stretch the heart up. Sink into the right knee and find some distance between the feet. So we'll be here for, let's say it's a minute. So we've already been here for about 30 seconds or less. But now let's find more and more distance between the feet. Still maintaining as best as we can this tall spine, keeping the back heel planted. Maybe close the eyes, find an internal balance, one that doesn't rely on the physical senses, you know, so that the vision itself is no longer needed to be balanced. Just about 2 more breaths. And then we'll start to straighten that right leg. Come to face the left side of the mat. Heel to the feet a little closer together because we're going to switch to the left side. And we want to start with not such a big distance between the feet. So pivot now to face the back of the mat. You can keep the arms here if you want to. You can reach arms up or take elbows and bend them and squeeze the shoulders back. But we'll first start by just feeling this posture out, pulling the pelvis in, lifting the heart. And then when you're ready, begin to increase the distance between the feet. And then we're going to start with that minute now. Just halfway there. About 3 more deep breaths. And we'll start to come out of this. Straighten the left leg, pivot to face the left side of the mat, bring the arms to a T, and then we'll take the hands behind, interlace the fingers, squeeze the shoulders back, look upwards. Exhale, fold forward. Release the arms, let them hang loose. Maybe let the tops of the hands face up for a moment. I'm sorry, the palms of the hands face up, and just take the arms back. Relax the shoulders. We might go a little deeper by planting the palms and then lowering and walking hands to line up with the feet. And it's like feels like a pushing down into the arms to lower that trunk. Turn the toes in. One of the things I notice every year is after the colder season and we move into the warmer season, the feet need extra attention because the kinds of shoes that we were wearing restricted the mobility of the feet and of the ankle, and now we wear more open shoes or sandals, and they allow for more movement, which is why I appreciate those. So feel the ankle stretch. 2 more breaths. And then we'll inhale. You can plant the palms slightly more forward. Inhale, halfway up, lengthen. Let's just walk the hands over to, nope, I'm just kidding. Bring the hands, heel toe the feet closer together. Come down. You are going to still face the left side of the mat. Come down to seated and then take the legs out. Now you don't have to face the side of the mat, but it gives you a little bit more surface area for the legs if you want it. So what we're going to do is begin to move now from leg to leg in the same forceful breath as we've been doing before. Before we do that, let's fold forward here and just feel that the inner thighs, and the hamstrings and the calves, we could feel them open up. And take the arms forward. So you can feel nerves in the inner thighs, really stretching those. Yeah, we're going to go a little deeper. So rise up. Now you can do this in one of 2 ways. What we'll do is take 2 variations, and then you'll decide what works for you. So bring the arms to a T. On the exhale, fold into one leg. Bring both of the hands towards that leg. So let's go slow first. So maybe this for you means you're all the way up here. You barely feel like you move the trunk. Even if it's an inch forward, you're getting something out of it. You might be able to go lower. Inhale, rise. Exhale, over to the other leg, folding into it. Now, let's just do that again. So go over to one leg and just feel the tightness in the low back and the back of the leg. Notice what you're experiencing, all those sensations. Rise back up, travel to the other side. Feel it on this side. Is it similar? What's this like? and then inhale, rise. Now we're going to do this same idea of this like forceful breath in, kind of like a free falling and flowing and lifting and lowering. And so on the inhale, feel the length of the spine. On the exhale, fold into a leg. In the inhale, lift. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Continue. Now once more, actually we'll pause here, inhale, and release, relax. Let's just fold for a moment, just fold, release, release. This practice really helps clean out the breathing system, so it's just kind of like whenever we're pumping something, we're able to get with force. We open up pipes this way. This is like the way you do it. This is physics, and it's the same thing with our body. So we're going to rise, and we're going to do this again, but you might hold, if you can hold the feet, right, the toes, whatever it is, then you can stay right here, and you're going to do the same motion, but a little bit more restricted because you have a hold of the feet. And if that doesn't work for you, you're going to go the other route. So we'll inhale, and then exhale to a leg. One more. And then we'll come to center. And then if you're holding the feet, stay right here and continue to fold. If you're not holding the feet, bring the hands down in front of you and find the fold. This is where we're going to be for a few deep breaths. I always find it very natural after those forceful breaths to go right into Ujjayi pranayama. So maybe you're noticing you have a similar experience. Now, if you want to release the arms, you can. Otherwise, just continue to watch the body release. And we will rise. Let's bring the legs and close them up, crossing the ankles. Bring the hands to the knees. Shrug the shoulders up. Lower the shoulders. Shrug the shoulders up. Lower. Shrugging. Lowering. There's a few more. So you can get a little further into the neck. And then this time, after the shrug, we'll lower the shoulders and take them also back and down, maybe a couple rolls that way. Drop the chin to the chest. And now slow circles, more than 2 this time. Take the head very slowly around the neck. Very slowly to the other side.